Hey guys, it's Sarah with Straight Up Homeschool. Today I am doing my Fun School Christmas edition. I'm going to go over with you what our December routine looks like in the morning, in the evenings, and also share some book ideas with you that we have loved and some hands-on activities that can help you with your school day and just, have fun in the Christmas spirit. So that is my plan. I do want to go over one thing really quickly with you, just like a housekeeping item. So my goal here at Straight Up Homeschool with Sarah is one, to point you straight up to the Lord. That is like my incognito, mission. So like don't, if you are not a Christian and if you are here, I am genuinely glad you are here. Please stay. You are welcome to stay. I hope I see you in heaven one day. My second goal with my videos is to give you homeschool information in a straight up, to the point, concise way. With heart and with humor. And I wanted to share a little bit of that heart today because I want you to learn from my mistakes and do better than me. We're all on this journey together. I just, I don't want you to go through the things that I went through. And, during the Christmas season, I've had some insecurities in the past of, oh, I need to buy these books. I need to buy this curriculum. Oh, my friend is doing this. Oh, so-and-so is doing this. Oh, I just saw on the Facebook pages that, this new curriculum is coming out about Christmas, or, everybody's reading this book or doing this thing, and it can get overwhelming. And, in my head, I would tell myself, and y'all, I know this is so wrong. I hope you don't do this. But I would tell myself, oh, if I'm a good mom or if I'm a good teacher, I need to buy this thing because this thing, this book, this whatever it is going to make our Christmas season. And, that line of thinking is just so wrong. And I don't want you to think that way. The things that make you a good mom and a good teacher are because you love your child, because you're showing them compassion, you're showing them grace, you're giving them your time, you're being understanding and listening to them and being patient. Maybe they're going through a struggle and you're there helping them through it, or you're stepping back and you're going to be there when things don't turn out great for them, but you are there for them. Maybe it's showing compassion and kindness to your husband after he emotionally hurt you. And, those are all things that are an example of how to love and how to be gracious. Excuse me. Y'all, this is like the third time I've filmed this video and I'm like trying so hard not to cry. I don't know, I'm just like in a crying like mode, I guess. But I'm pulling it together. Those are the things that matter. And I think a lot of times the things that matter most are the things that nobody else sees, especially as a homeschool mom. You're at home, you're with your kids, and it can be kind of isolating. I mean, hopefully you have good community, but it's still, you're at home, you're on your own, you're not getting all these accolades, and, it is sacrificial. It, takes effort, it takes time, and I just don't want you to forget the things that really matter, and it's who you are and you spending time with your children and loving them. So that is the most important thing. I do want to share with you the things that we use in our Christmas routine, our December routine. I've had friends in the past share things with me, and they have become part of our tradition. We do Jesse tree ornaments, and a friend shared that with me, and now we do it every year, and that's something that my kids look forward to. I look forward to. It's what we do. And so I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to share some of these ideas with you. I just don't want you to think that anything I say is something that you need to do, or that this one thing is going to make your Christmas season. I know everybody has a different budget. You could be doing, Swiss Miss hot cocoa and, cuddling on the couch with your kid and, getting paper crafts from construction paper. It can be super budget friendly. The main thing is you spending time with your child, and of course, teaching the story of Jesus coming into the world. So I just wanted to share my heart with you a little bit. It took longer than I wanted it to, but I don't want to lead you astray. I want to be honest with you, and just it's a heart check for myself. And yeah, so I'm going to get started sharing our morning routine with you during the holiday season, during the Christmas season. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, on to the fun stuff. Enough of the serious talk. I'm going to kind of rapid fire show you the things that we use over the Christmas season. And all the things that I show you are things that we keep in a Rubbermaid bin. They only come out Thanksgiving weekend through December. So every year the boys are excited to see it. Even just, getting stuff set to make this video, my kids were like, ooh, and I was like, no, no touching yet. But this is the one thing that we do leave out year long. It is a bucket of snowballs. I love these snowballs. They are squishy. It has served our family so well. It just is a great mood resetter. And I mean, even right now, I'm like, oh, I want to throw these at you guys. I think they're a ton of fun. The kids love it, and I highly recommend the snowballs. Keeping with the snow theme, I have these snowflakes. These are wooden snowflakes. It's just nice to have a different texture. I also have some paper snowflakes. You can write spelling words. You can write letters and then spell words with each snowflake. You can do numbers. You can do equations. You can do your history vocabulary words or historical facts. You can do science vocabulary words. I mean, the options are endless. My son's really into the presidents right now. Maybe I'll write the presidents' names on them and he can order them, or, there's just so many things you can do. So these are just things you can write on. I also have these. These are from Michael's. They're a little bit fuzzy, and so it was harder for me to write things on them, but still fun. These were so cheap after Christmas. I think they were like in the cents, like I can't remember if it was 50 or 75 cents. These are also from Hobby Lobby. I don't know what they are. They were also very cheap, I think, because nobody knows what they are. Are they mini shovels? Are they giant spatulas? Nobody knows. But we'll find a use for them. So sometimes the kids will like scoop up the snowflake and then like flip it over once you know that spelling word. Or this year, I think I'm going to have them scoop it and then like toss it into buckets or try to make it more challenging. Since my kids are getting older, how old are my kids, y'all? I do know how old they are. They're 9 and 11. And I'm getting old. I don't know. Maybe y'all should be helping me. Okay. I also have these little squishy stress balls. It's about the size of a golf ball, so it is a little bit smaller, just so y'all are aware. I thought they were going to be bigger, but it just is a snowman face, and then on the back I wrote a number. So you could have your kid line them up in numerical order, or you could do Roman numerals on here too if you're learning Roman numerals, or just say like, hey, go find me this number or whatever. So super fun, festive. I love it. I also have this masking tape or painter's tape, whatever it is. We have a lot of tape. My kids love tape. They love, like sometimes they'll block off like part of the hallway or tape up the table or use the ribbon. I also am a huge fan of ribbon because we use it like rope. And sometimes we'll use it to decorate, but my ribbon's in here. This is just a hodgepodge bag of different pom-poms, and I also have these little cups down here. And you can, when your kids are little, we don't do this anymore, you can take the pom-pom and like use your little tweezers and stuff and tongs and move the pom-pom balls in there or sort them by color or however you want to do it. These are little clothespins. These are from Target. They go up to, I think, number 24 because it's like a countdown or a count up, whatever. But these are fun to like number in order. Play-Doh. This is scented Play-Doh. You can also make your own, like gingerbread Play-Doh, or just don't let your kids eat it. That was from a Mommy and Me program, and like every kid who went to the station with a gingerbread Play-Doh, I mean, it smelled so good, and they were all like, oh, this is a microphone. It's just from a thrift store. A lot of stuff we've gotten is from a thrift store. And you can do your spelling words with the microphone, or, recite a report, or like it just makes it a little bit special. So, or maybe you have scripture memory, whatever, you can use the microphone and do it, and it makes it special and interesting and different. And we also have a puppet. It's fun just to play with, but also like, if your child is learning how to read, you can say like, hey, can Frosty read this book? And it kind of takes the pressure off the child. And then if they mess up, like they don't need to feel embarrassed or bad or anything, like it was the puppet. So I have a sensory bin. It's colored rice and little things, little trinkets. I got that off of Etsy. So you could make your own though too if you want to. I'm just not. super crafty. I'm not great at that stuff, so I bought it. I bought it, y'all. My last thing that I'm showing you is I just have a few toys in here. We've accumulated things over the years. I have some playing cards, some notebooks. I have a little reindeer puzzle that was from TJ Maxx. You try to make it into a cube. But yeah, so you don't have to get any of these things. It's just little fun stuff to bring out for the holidays. So I'm going to move on to my next segment. I don't know what I'm telling you next, so it's going to be a surprise for both of us. But I'll be right back. Next, I'm going to talk about our morning routine. During December, we stop our normal morning routine and we change over to the Christmas thing. So we normally do Bible, hymn, prayer, scripture memory, World Watch News. And so we do keep the same things in a certain extent. We just change what we're using. So instead of using the Veritas Press Bible cards, I'm going to be doing Jesse tree ornaments. So that's kind of like the theme. I'll try to share with you how we change stuff. But these are our Jesse tree ornaments. We love it. This is the guide. So each day there is an ornament and then there are Bible verses and a little description. And there's kind of a lot of Bible verses on some of the days. I'll hold these up so you can see it. And the way that we do it is we hang all the ornaments on the tree and then it's like a search and find. So each morning, the boys have to look and find that ornament. And then we'll do the readings. When they were really little, we would just read like the little portion that's down here. I would not look up all the verses, or maybe we would look up one. Sometimes it's just a verse, other times it's more. So this year, I'm hoping to incorporate the kids reading a little bit more. And I don't know, it's just been a really sweet time. They love looking for the ornaments on the tree. Sometimes I'll try to make one harder. I did want to share with you something kind of silly. We have one ornament that one of our dogs chewed up. And it's okay. We don't need to stress out if something like that happens. Now it is kind of, oh, that's the one, like we can't find that one. That's the one that our dog ate. And, our dog has since passed. And so it's kind of a neat little way to remember her. I don't know why I'm showing you this. This is a note for myself. Advent calendar. We usually buy an advent calendar for each child. I don't know what we're buying yet, but we will get something. So instead of doing our normal hymns, we are going to be doing Christ-Centered Advent by Hal and Melanie Young for our hymn study. I love this book. It goes through several hymns. It's not a whole ton of hymns. They do O Come All Ye Faithful, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, We Three Kings of Orient Are, and Angels from the Realms of Glory. And it goes through each of the verses, and they just do, I'm going to see if I can hold it up. I don't know if I'm getting good lighting. But I really love it. We did it last year. It looks like, I thought we finished it last year. It looks like we didn't. And you know what? That's okay if you didn't finish it, especially for something like this. I mean, like language arts and math, I would definitely say like finish, but something that's just fun and adding on, you don't want it to be too stressful. So this is the Christ-Centered Advent by Hal and Melanie Young. We did it last year. I'm planning on doing it again because I just loved it so much and I liked the hymns. So yeah. Also in the morning, I highly recommend twinkle lights. These are penguins. I have snowflake ones somewhere. I like the snowflake ones because you can leave it out for longer. It's not just Christmas, but it just adds that great ambiance and kind of magic to your morning. Also have a candle. Our kids take turn lighting the candle, blowing out the candle. And then we also have two different things. I don't know how many kids y'all have. We just have two, but I recommend like having some sort of rotation or method how you do things. So we have one advent calendar countdown, and then we have also this tree one. I think this is Melissa and Doug. Yeah. And so they take turns and, each person has a day of when they do which one. So it's kind of nice if you can start like right from the get-go, like, okay, you're doing this one, you're doing that one, and like having some sort of rotation so it's fair, so everybody's getting a turn, and hopefully that saves you some headaches. So I'll be right back. I'm going to talk about books and our evening routine, and then like a little hodgepodge of things I just wrote down that I don't have visuals for. So I will be right back. Thank you for hanging in there with me. This is my last segment, I promise. I'm going to start with going over our evening routine. My husband leads the evening routine, so what I'm going to show you, I am not super duper familiar with. I mean, I know the general gist of it. I think I filled in for him a couple times while he traveled. But what we've been doing for evening routine during December is this, The Wise Men Journey, Searching for the King. It is by Lynette Menentez. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. And you hide these wise men statues and then you read a little portion for each day. Now, my husband said he likes doing it. It's good. There are some liberties taken in the sense of like, oh, the wise men were feeling this or that. So it's maybe a little bit feely and not super factual. So if you don't like that feeling kind of stuff or where people kind of embellished, don't get this book. So the part that we really love about it is it comes with this box and these little wise men statues and ornaments, and so you hide, I mean, I feel like we're hiding everything. You hide, we just hide one of the wise men, because our kids are a little bit older, so we got to make it more challenging. It's hard to hide three wise men, and with the ornament, and then they hang the ornament on the tree. So it's been a really special memory of like every evening they get to do that with Daddy. And then I usually take a break. Y'all, it's okay to take a break and, give your husband the space to connect with the kids, on his own and have special memories with him too. And it's, especially during the holiday season, it's good to recharge and go take a bath or go read a book or just rest or whatever you want to do. So that is pretty much the only thing we do in the evening, just keeping it really simple. I'm going to go over our Christmas books. I just donated a bunch of our books last year because we had a ton of Elmo. I mean, I feel like these days pretty much any book that you like, there's probably a Christmas version. I was just going to go over a couple of our favorites, and then also I love the Family Under the Bridge as a read aloud. I cannot find my book, y'all. I'm going to continue to look for it, but like I couldn't show it to you because I cannot find it and I kind of panicked. So anyways, these are a few books that we loved. The 12 Dogs of Christmas. It is not a riveting read, you guys, but my kids both loved it. They were always asking me to read it. I was super sad last year. My youngest said that he didn't remember me reading that, and I was like, really? Because it was a little bit torturous reading it, so many times a day. There's an I Spy Merry Christmas, Mad Libs Christmas, Where's Waldo Christmassy type thing, and also I Spy Christmas. So I just wanted to show you, those are like books but activity things, and I mean there's so many Christmas books at the thrift store also, and so yeah, you can go wild with that and get whatever you want, and enjoy some Christmas reading or go to the library. So I did want to mention a couple things on my notes here. I love doing like the potpourri pot in the little crock pot with like an orange and cranberries and rosemary and cinnamon sticks and anise stars. Like it just smells so good and it gives me that feeling like it's relaxing for me. So maybe consider doing that if you like that kind of stuff. This is one of my favorite Christmas things that I look forward to every year is on Hallmark, and we don't get the Hallmark channel. We're going to have to figure out what we're doing. But they have this Happy and Friends Yule log, and so it's like the fireplace scene with Christmas trees and pumpkins, and then they have these little animals in front of the fireplace, and so it is just such a sweet memory. When my kids were little, they'd be like, the piggy's on, or they have rabbits or cats, dogs. Trying to think if there's anything else unusual, but it is just the most adorable thing with Christmas music, and I love it. I highly recommend the Hallmark Yule log with Happy and Friends. I love it. Music, I just wanted to touch on briefly. Growing up for me, my mom listened to Mannheim Steamroller constantly on the cassette tape. It was done. You would go flip the cassette tape back over, push play. So just be aware of, adding music into your holidays can really add a lot of joy. And then I just saw this the other day. My friend had this like fall painting on her TV, and she said it was just on YouTube. And if you search YouTube for like fall painting or Christmas painting, it like your whole TV, it just looks like a painting. And it was super cool and added a lot of like good feels to the room because the TV's, so big. So anyways, those are my ideas. I hope they were helpful for you or gave you some inspiration. Remember, You don't have to do anything. The thing that makes you a good mom, a good teacher is that you're there with your kids, you're interacting with them, you're listening to them, you're figuring out what their talents and gifts are and encouraging those gifts and talents. You're helping them in their weaknesses. You're being forgiving and gracious and kind and tenderhearted and loving and just, you know, being forgiving with your husband. And I don't, there's so many things that make you a great mom and great teacher. So remember, it's not about the stuff that you buy. It's about you and your relationship with your kids. So, all right, you guys, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great holiday season and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.